take a vote.
All right, well, there you go. Thank you so much for the robust discussion. No questions, I guess. But I'm a little disappointed. I mean, I can count. But I want to thank Senator Blakespear because you brought up a bunch of points that now I don't have to bring up. But I am going to bring up a couple of points. I want to clarify that this does not eliminate Prop 19, and it doesn't eliminate the part of Prop 19 that was helpful to people, to the seniors, the severely disabled, to the wildfire victims, the people who lost their homes. And mind you, this was put out there on the heels of two of the worst fire seasons that we've ever had. We burned down entire communities. And so people were ready to help the people that lost their homes. And because of the trauma that they suffered there, might not want to go and live back or rebuild in those areas again. And so that's why the intercounty transfer of property, and that's just the baseline. If they buy a property that's more expensive, they're going to pay the difference in property taxes between what they transferred over and the new assessed value of the new house that they're moving into. So there's not a big loss associated with that. And this is not attacking that part at all. What this measure is doing is addressing the issue that I talked about before. And when we talk about this was negotiated, who was it negotiated between? Who were the stakeholders? Because it certainly wasn't negotiated between the hundreds and thousands of emails and phone calls and the presence, which I'm humbled by, of all of these folks that came in here to speak out for this. So who was it negotiated for? It was negotiated by the groups who send you the big flyers, the glossy flyers, that say, hey, this is going to help the seniors and those poor wildfire victims and all those other folks. But you know what they left out? They left out this part. And those stakeholders did not include the people who were being affected by this today. So Prop 13, we brought that up. That was brought up here. How unfair? Oh, it doesn't. You know what? Prop 13 increases 2% every year when your property values go up. So if you add that up over 30 years, that's a lot of increase. The property I moved into 30 years ago, my property taxes today are nearly double what they were then. It does not eliminate the increase in taxes. It pains me when associations that I belong to come in to fight against something that I know people like me are against. If I went out and asked all my firefighter friends what they thought about this, they're 100% behind this. If I go ask my real estate friends if they're behind this, you heard some of them. They called in. They are not in favor of what happened with Prop 19. So that's another thing that we really need to keep in mind when we're voting something like this down. What stakeholders are we actually representing? We are representing organizations that got to participate, and we're leaving out our citizens. The ones that we spend a lot of time up here trying to protect, trying to undo the damage that we did to them before. But instead, we go the other way. Colleagues, all I was asking today was for us to be able to further this conversation and eventually get this to the taxpayers, because you know what? They're going to do it the hard way. If we don't do it, they'll do it the hard way. And that is, they'll go do the referendum. And yes, their other referendum failed because they were forced to go do it in the midst of what? COVID, right? There's nobody to go knock on doors. There's nobody answering their doors. There's nobody at the markets. So how do you get the signatures you need for that? Well, they'll probably go and do that the hard way. But we're the ones who put this on the ballot and snuck this part in on behalf of all the negotiations and the stakeholders. We should be the ones that allow them the opportunity to undo this damage, because it's doing a lot of damage, and it's going to continue to do that. And my last point is this. If you think this is attacking wealthy people, it is not. Wealthy people have wealthy attorneys who are able to do the tax avoidance strategies necessary so that this doesn't happen, so that they don't have to be participants in this. And if we continue to try to make laws that hurt them more, they just pick up and leave, because they have the opportunity to do that. Instead, who is this hurting? This is hurting the people that are clamoring to just be part of the middle class. The people whose grandparents and parents scratched out enough money to be able to buy a home or buy another piece of property, and then because it's in California, and the prices in California, the prices in San Francisco are way higher than anywhere else in the land. So guess what? Their property taxes are going to be way higher than everywhere else in the land. This moderates that. Prop 13 moderated it. This SCA4 would reinstate Prop 58, basically those protections, and Prop 198, those protections. All they did was moderate what would be a tremendous source of income or revenue for all these agencies. And our agencies aren't suffering. $108 billion is what Prop 98 is putting into the school system again this year. $108 billion. We spend $23,000 per student. That's more than anybody now. Yeah, we were kind of lagging behind, and we should have made those investments, but we didn't, and we chose not to, because we take money that we make, the tax money we already generate, and we don't prioritize that stuff. We go to the citizens and tell them, hey, if you want to make this better, we're going to have to do more. You're going to have more taxes. So, with that, I'm going to close. Respectfully, I ask for your aye vote on this. I'd like this to continue. I'd like this conversation to continue to the next committee so that we can continue to try and help people, which is why we're here. So thank you so much. I appreciate your patience. I know it was a long hearing, and I especially appreciate all the people who called in and drove long distances from San Francisco, of all places, to come out here and voice your opinion to support this